Hi, welcome back and thanks for watching again. My name is Rito. Today we're going to be taking a look at this pedal right here. This is the Guyatone PS-001 Distortion. And so I would categorize this as sort of the second generation of Guyatone pedals, although you could kind of say it's the third generation. The first pedals that they released started off with this sort of fuzz face looking sustainer pedal and a couple wahs. When they really started building sort of a fixed form factor pedal, that would start off with the box series. I don't know if it has an official name to it, but it has this big logo that says box on it. So it starts off with the box series, and there's a whole line of pedals with that. There's the big chorus and the big delay, and then some smaller equalizers and distortions and overdrives and all that stuff. And so I would categorize that as the first generation of Guyatone pedals, and then this being the second. And this foot switch and sort of the, I don't know if you can see it, but sort of the slanted front face design continues on until the third generation and also the fourth generation. I did a video on the, I forgot what the number is, I think it's a PS-036, but it was a bass pedal, which is a rat inspired circuit, and so I did a full video on that a while back, so you can go check that out if you're interested. But that is, I think, the fourth generation, and then in between this and that fourth generation there's sort of this silver panel looking series of pedals that they built as well. Anyway, so this is the sort of the second generation of Guyatone pedals, and as the number 001 designates, this was sort of the first in the line of pedals, and it's a distortion pedal. I haven't traced the circuit yet, so I don't know what's going on inside. Anyway, we're going to take a look at how it sounds, go through the knobs, and play through it. And then at the end of the video, we're going to compare this against a rat-inspired pedal and the Marshall Governor. So if you're interested, please stick around and watch the video. If not, I guess you could probably just stop watching right now. But we will be taking a look at this. And then in the future, I plan to do another video once I trace the circuit and look at the schematic. I plan to do another video going into what they were designing with this circuit. So anyway, please share your thoughts and impressions in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching. Okay, so let's start off by taking a look at the pedal by itself, and then right after this we'll compare it against two other distortion pedals that I have. So yeah, let's start off with the clean tone. I'm on my Strat in the middle pickup, and it sounds like this. And so let's turn it on. All the knobs are at noon. So one of the first things that I noticed when I plugged this in for the first time is that it has a very low output level, and that could be because there's something wrong with the pedal. I'm not sure. I took a look inside. I'll try to throw in some photographs of the inside, and I'm not really sure. Maybe the capacitors are bad and that's causing the low output level, and I really couldn't find too many videos on this pedal. I think I found one or two, and it seemed like they were cranking the level up pretty high as well. So that's what we'll do here. Okay, so right around there, I'd say like 4 o'clock or so. So almost maximum is going to be unity gain or unity output level. And from there, let's turn the distortion knob. So it's like a nice, mild, crunchy overdrive. It has sort of this sputtery or kind of this chunky, I don't know how to best describe it, but it has sort of this rough breakup tone to it. It's not quite as smooth as your typical overdrive would be. But yeah, it sounds pretty good. I think it sounds pretty good. It could be used as an overdrive. So let's turn the gain knob up. So, oh wow, that's really noisy, and it's borderline fuzz. You can hear the sputtery, harsh distortion. I'll throw in some pictures again, but there are a pair of diodes in there. Aside from the diodes that are used for the flip-flop FET switching, there seem to be two diodes, and so I'm guessing that it's some type of a diode hard clipping circuit. Yet it seems like this could all be op-amp distortion. So let's back off the distortion a little bit. I think around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, right there is pretty good. Yeah, so it's a nice rock and roll hard distortion tone. Now let's go through that brilliance knob. Again, because I haven't traced the circuit yet, I'm not quite sure what they're doing here with the brilliance. Anyway, let's go through it, and you can probably hear what I'm talking about. So you obviously get more treble as you increase the brilliance, and you get less treble as you decrease it. But it also seems to sort of add more volume as you get down to minimum. So hopefully that's coming through in this YouTube audio. Even when you have the brilliance turned up quite a bit, you still have somewhat decent amount of bass. So you get a really nice range of tones from 3 o'clock all the way down to 9 o'clock. So again, I'm not quite sure what's going on. It would be fun to take a look at it once I trace the circuit, but it is a very nice and usable brilliance knob, not just your typical tone knob. So whatever's going on in there, I think they did a really cool job designing that tone circuit. So let's turn the brilliance down to 9 o'clock and go into the bridge position on the Strat, which is going to be really harsh and bright. So let's go into the neck pickup, turn down the distortion, and increase the brilliance a little bit, and then we'll have to probably max the level out a little bit. See what we get. Next thing we're going to do is compare this against two other distortion pedals. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, we have two other pedals. This is the Ibanez Session Man, which is said to be a Rat style clone or Rat inspired by type pedal, and the famous Marshall Governor. This is a made in Korea version, not the modern reissues, and then not the vintage made in England one either. And I should add, with the Session Man, you have a chorus built into it. And you have two options, series or parallel, and then when you have it in parallel with the chorus knob turned all the way down, it's pretty much a straight up distortion pedal. So that's where I have it right now, and we'll just play through them real quickly, and then I have several loops set up as usual, so we'll do back-to-back loop comparisons, but as you can probably guess, it's kind of pointless to do a loop comparison with these pedals because they definitely don't sound the same, but I just thought it'd be fun to get a taste of how this stacks up against a Rat style pedal and then a classic famous distortion pedal. So I'll just play through some chords and stuff real quick. Let's start off with the clean tone. Okay, and with the Guyatone. So before we go into the loops, I want to point out what I heard when I was playing through these. And the biggest difference that I heard is the low end. The Guyatone, even with the brilliance at 2 o'clock, still has a lot of low end. And as you'll hear when we go to the session man, which is kind of the rat thing, the rat really cuts off the lower frequencies. And with the session man, because this is your regular tone knob, it's not going to increase the bass even if you turn it down, so it's not going to make a difference there. And then moving on to the Marshall. So you can hear that the Guyatone definitely still has a lot more low end. And obviously with the Marshall you have the bass knob, so you can increase as much bass as you want. But with the knobs at noon, the Guyatone still has a lot of low end, and that's going to kind of stay there even if you have the brilliance knob turned up high. So that's again a very different tone between these three pedals. You can definitely hear the low end cutoff in the Rat style Session Man, and the Marshall with the 3-band EQ is going to give you a lot of options, but it definitely has that nice tight low end typical of a Marshall tone.